Hey everyone, it's Alex of Coyote Star Astrology, and this is my new moon in Pisces video for the new moon in Pisces on March 13th, 2021, which is a Saturday here on Pacific Standard Time. However, please do adjust for your current location on planet Earth as that time and date may change. And before we launch into this very surreal and very interesting new moon, I wanted to make a quick announcement. Go here to my website at coyotestarastrology.com and go to courses. I have uploaded a new course for purchase. It will take you here to decoding the North Node, South Node, keys to embodying your life purpose and healing the past. And if you're interested in this course, just a few quick notes on it. First of all, this course is really tailored to the student interested in becoming the teacher. And what I caution around this is that if you're really only interested in decoding your own South Node, North Node, it's not that it won't be helpful for that, but we spend a lot of time going through each nodal axis. So sort of the bulk of the course is really exploring the nodes in general. So if you're really only interested in your own nodes, this may not be the course for you. That being said, if you're interested in the nodes in general and are on the path to wanting to give professional readings or readings to your friends or your family members, this is an amazing course. I wish that I had access to it, honestly, when I was learning about the nodes. And I give a lot of pro tips on my process and insights that I've learned along the way. It's a very comprehensive course with a lot in it to explore. So if you're interested in it, check it out on my website and go to courses and you can read about it there. All right, so let's jump into this new moon. Very, very interesting new moon. I think it's one of the more unique astrological charts that we have for the entire year. And it's a lot of Pisces. So here's our sun and moon at 23 degrees Pisces, and the ruler of Pisces, Neptune, is really close by. So this is a very ethereal energy. And whenever we're dealing with this much Pisces, this is really plunging us into the dream world and our subconscious. So it can be bringing up sort of this otherworldly feeling where the veils can feel thin. And for me, this energy, as it's been coming in over the last week or so, it's been a little bit unnerving. And I was trying to figure out why. And what I came up with was, if we look at the chart, we really don't have much Earth. You know, we have Uranus and Taurus, but Uranus is otherworldly as well. Uranus is like out in outer space. So that's not very grounding. And then we have Pluto, in Capricorn. So there's some Earth there, but Pluto is really mysterious and otherworldly himself. So this is just kind of like a like a weird chart, you know? It's like we've got a lot of Aquarius and a lot of Pisces. So it's out there. It's spacey. It's strange. And also just thinking about what we've been going through as a collective since last year, and even the sort of hyperactivity of this year with so much Aquarius, we've had to be very alert and very adaptable and sort of hyperactive and really paying attention to new information as it comes in very quickly, and having to be very versatile and sort of expect the unexpected and waiting for new news and trying to figure out how to plan the future. And those are just the sort of like 3D things we've been dealing with. But then on a more interdimensional level, there's just been a lot of quantum upgrades, lots of information that sort of our energetic bodies, I think, are processing at the same time. So all of this Pisces suggests surrender and sort of dissolving. It dissolves barriers. And it's almost like this chart is handing us a sedative and telling us to relax and just sort of take these energies in. But for myself, because of the sort of fight or flight, very electric nature that we've been in on hyperspeed this year, I'm having a little bit of a hard time relaxing. It's a little bit like unnerving. And so I think that some people may be experiencing a little bit of overwhelm with this, particularly because of the nature of Pisces bringing up the subconscious. This can bring up uh, sort of like phantoms from the past. It can bring up old patterns. Pisces is very karmic. And it's just, it's a little bit strange. You know, in the last few days, I've had a lot of really bizarre things happen. Pisces can definitely be a little bit bizarre. So there's that element to it. But I think the most interesting thing about the chart in general is that Venus and Neptune are together, and Venus is exalted in Pisces, and Venus in Pisces deals with, like, I think of it sort of like the earth heart. This is like earthbound love and romance and art and creative expression. But then Neptune deals with like the celestial heart. Neptune is like this antenna that is reaching into the heavens and deals with more like Christ consciousness, universal oneness, love, and imagination, and the astral realm. So the two together are really like covering all the bases of this sort of idealistic, dreamy. It's like very like cotton candy clouds and Alice in Wonderland. It's really interesting. But this area of the chart is square the nodes, which I find fascinating because this means that the two are posed sort of like a referee between the gateway to the past, the South Node in Sagittarius, which deals with our belief systems, or in this case, our past belief systems, and the gateway to the future, the North Node in Gemini. And the North Node in Gemini requires us to grow and evolve and diversify. It requires that we open our minds and consider taking the road less traveled and veering away from the way that we would have previously processed or planned and dive into some unexplored territory. So we have all of this Pisces in between these two doorways, and Pisces deals with our fantasies and what we want to manifest, right? It deals with our dream reality. So this dreamy haze is, to me, it'll be very interesting to tune into what comes up for you on the day of that new moon, because I think that you may see interesting, maybe even like synchronistic or these sort of mystical little overtones of sirens from the past that may be beckoning you into surrendering and slipping into past ideals, but also giving you little signs of where to maybe challenge yourself to break free of those and manifest something entirely new, which based on these energies might feel unknown, and maybe even confusing, but really noticing what comes up in your waking dream, in your reality. And I think that a lot will be moving this month because you can see here in the chart that Mars is very close to the North Node, but not close enough yet. But if we go forward to the end of March, Mars will finally form that conjunction to the North Node around the 26th. That's going to be a huge jolt forward in evolution for the collective, because Mars accelerates and gives fuel to direction, and it will be with the North Node gateway. So definitely tune in to what comes up on a collective level on March 26th. There may be some new information, some new research, or new telegrams or messages that flash across the screen of the media, some new advancements, or some new information that battles against the South Node in Sag, past truths, paving the way for new truths. And then, of course, on an individual level, this will be happening as well. So back to the new moon, something else that we notice is that Saturn is in this gorgeous supportive trine to Mars. And this is really a relief because the two have not been getting along for a long time. We had the two in square for many weeks at the end of last year, and Mars has finally sort of wiggled free and is now on its way to make that conjunction with the North Node. So lots of sort of quicksilver movement forward coming, and I feel like this new moon is sort of the beginning of that. And we will see that accelerate in coming weeks. Saturn in trine to Mars, I mean, Saturn is essentially the ruler of the third dimension, and he's in agreement. He's giving the green light for Mars to go. And Mars in Gemini, again, is encouraging us to not put our eggs all in one basket and really open, expand, welcome variety, welcome a new way of looking at your reality, and maybe taking a road that you weren't expecting, and sort of delighting in the excitement of that. But this new moon appears that there might be an interesting portal on that day that might be quite beautiful. I mean, Pisces is super sentimental and compassionate and rich with this sort of heart-opening energy, but just being careful that that sentimental nature of Pisces doesn't pull us back or make us complacent about the future. And for those that are more sensitive to sort of ungrounding energies, particularly when it comes to substances, because with a chart like this, it's pretty easy to launch pretty far in the astral. So being careful with drugs and alcohol and things like that around this day, and just sort of bearing witness to what comes through for you, and what about what happens on this day represents the past and past beliefs, and what about it is coaxing and drawing you into the North Node. Also worth noting that Pluto is in beautiful, powerful sextile to this new moon as well, which gives it a lot of depth and this sort of dynamic push forward. It gives it a lot of stamina, even though this area is kind of floaty. Pluto kind of gives it this deep current that's drawing up a lot of deep mystical energy to push this forward. And because it is a new moon full of new intentions, and it's sort of planting this new seed, and I mean, like, this is a pretty interesting seed. This is like planting a seed with a bunch of crystals in really fertile soil. I mean, this is really interesting. So I think this is one of the more powerful new moon cycles that I've seen in a long time, with a lot of manifestation potential for our highest dreams, our earthbound dreams, but also what's possible outside of this reality, and really bringing the two together, bringing what's on the other side in the more heavenly celestial realms here to earth. And then Mercury is auspiciously finishing its last degree of its post-shadow phase at 26 degrees Aquarius. So the interesting journey that we've been on of that Mercury retrograde is drawing to a close just in time to surrender and launch some new intentions. And because of the compassionate nature of Pisces, I think it will also allow us to sort of broaden our perspective and see the higher perspective of what's transpired, forgive where we need to forgive, both in ourselves and others, and move forward from there. So very interesting chart. And yeah, I want to link you guys to my Instagram. I do a lot of astrology on my Instagram. Check out my Instagram stories for little daily astrology gems. I'm putting it up there on the screen, Earth to Coyote. And if you're interested in reaching out to me for a reading, you can find me at my website, coyotestarastrology.com. And if you've enjoyed this new moon report, please do give it a like and a share. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, see you in the next one.